Hi everyone, happy Friday. So this afternoon, my first graders and I did the Can You Filter Water activity. Yes, we can filter water. So I built two water filters. You'll see the one on the left was made out of the Chinette clear crystal cups, and then the one on the right was with the plastic cups. For the first filter did not work. The crystal cups, when you cut the bottom of them, would crack, and the water just obviously went seeping through the cracks, and the clear packing tape didn't help with that either. I had wanted to try that one just because you could see so well what was happening inside, and I thought that that would give my students the best visual and help with their understanding of what was happening in the filtration system. Filter number 2 worked out a lot better. The plastic cups cut a lot more easily and it did not crack the sides. So while they couldn't totally see what was happening on the inside, I tried to explain it to them the best I could. I did, for my topsoil and my subsoil, I had sand and gravel. Now, I didn't put the sand and gravel in there right away. I had the sand and gravel in my cup, and I had mixed it with the alum first. But essentially, it laid on that top layer of mesh and cheesecloth. And then underneath of that was the charcoal and then the coffee filters. And on the bottom of the cup, I poked holes so that it really just rained out of there. So you can see the water was clear when it came out. When I added the alum to the water well in advance before we started this, but as I was putting so the water had already sat in the alum. While I was putting the gravel and the sand in there, I was noticing that the water was not becoming silty. It was really just everything was sinking to the bottom right away. And even as I mixed it up, it would get a little cloudy, but then everything would just sink to the bottom. So we talked about, the rocks and sinking and floating, and we also talked about how the alum's kind of changing that and helping everything collect together, which was very complex for my first graders. They were very amazed by the way the chemical was working. So basically, filter number 2 worked out really great. Everything went through the filter and it was clear water. We talked about the difference between clear water and drinking safe water and decided that we don't know if this water is safe to drink or not. It would have to be something that would be tested by a grown-up, and that's how we would know for sure. So we had some questions after we were done. Would the filter still work if the water was not treated with the alum? I think that's a really good question. I think that it might not collect together as well, and some of it might seep through the cheesecloth and the mesh. And what can we drink this water? And what is alum? That was another one of their questions. So my reactions to this activity, inquiry learning definitely took me out of my comfort zone. I felt the whole time like I was overthinking things, and I was like, am I doing this right? I don't know exactly what steps I should be following. And this is not a concept that I teach every day either, so this activity definitely took me out of my comfort zone. But from my understanding, I think that I did okay. Students seemed to have a vague understanding of this, but they didn't have the background knowledge necessary for this activity, and that was expected with my first graders. I would like to revisit this activity to kind of give them a little bit more of that background, and then a little bit more of the factual background, and then also give them the opportunity to suggest changes, and we could reconstruct a filter together and then test it again. All right, well, thank you for watching.